Special photos from Facebook. Today, November 11th, the special day in 2016. In 2016, November 11th, I've been traveling Vietnam. So after visiting the 100th island at Pangasinan, Philippines, and I trying to get a stand-up paddleboard tour abroad, the second country to me, and then maybe a third country. Yeah, and then from China to having experience about in China as well. So, and then I've been sub-tour China, Philippines, and Vietnam. But Vietnam is the first. I visited Ho Chi Minh City. After then, I met my friend. I bought the dictionaries to communicate with the local people. And then I traveled to Nha Trang. And then I did the sub tour in the morning. And then I went to the White Sand Beach area that is a local resort zone. The other side of the port is the big port built by Hyundai company. And then I stayed the place, the White Sand Beach Resort, and then I tour, and then I met local people, and I visited the local areas, and I tasted as local food. Looks like bunga but it's similar, but and a little different. And I watched and then some small village, and then children and grandma and together they were smoking. It was very impressive together. So and then I watched it. The San John is very hard at the afternoon session, and then the fishing ship and gathering the ice, and then the school children and enjoy the riding bicycle on the beach area. It was impressive memory. From the photos, I got a memory at the dome, and it was very good day. In the morning, I paddled outside the beach side and met the fishermen who were fishing the squid. And then I talked with him, and then just maybe body language or something, just a simple uh, say, Xin chào, something. I've been there the day, and I traveled to the paddleboard tour. When I check out, I started paddling out to the Honlon Island, the big island in Honlon. So, and then I paddled to the Honlon, and it was a big moment. It was raining, and then I saw the rainbow. Even I saw a flying fish, and then the flying fish flying the surface of the sea, and then it was remarkable. I check out all the things, whether the distance, but and then the wind is. I should go against the wind. It was took a long time, and then many hours I paddled. When I reached the uh, Honolulu Island, I remarkably and then I saw butterflies. And there are so many butterflies in the beach area. I took a rest at the San John, and then I drank a beer, tiger beer, and then I got us some mango food, mango, um, the dried mango food, and then I paddle swim, and then I paddle around the whole island at a moment, and then I saw on the local village, and then there's some place the field, and there's some um unique farming and the sea farming. So, and then I saw, and the people, and then small children were there. and I paddle landed on my support, and then I went to the house, and then I said to say hello to them about reading, and then I using my dictionary to say something, and then I gave them some mango, dried mango, and then they gave me the coconut and then apples. It was a long distance from my journey, and then it was very delicious. And then I was thirsty. It's the end of adventure and in stand-up part of the tour. And then I stayed some last talk with them. It was the first day of on Long Island. And then I would like to talk more about this tour. And then very impressive is a stand-up part of the tour in Vietnam. Mm. Now I can get a good story about stand-up part of the tour in Vietnam, uniquely. And then, so 9 years ago, in English, make a good stand-up part of the tour in Vietnam about the beautiful story, the process, and then meet people, local people, after proofreading it. I have lots of content in on the stand-up paddleboard, and then I can make some good, yeah. Then in fact, I talk and then I can improve my speaking skill in English as well. Translate into Korean and Vietnamese abroad. Mm. So let's see, I can get some content from, yeah, proofread one and using a CEN project that is a safety and enjoyment for our club members. Standard paragraph four will be impressive as well. Below is a beautiful looks and polished narrative style, which is story about your standard paragraph two. Based on your notes and memory, I wanted you to clear turtle story with emotion flow and pair like a story for clear story. If you want, I can also translate this into Korean and Vietnamese, turning into a YouTube script, private world post, or a magazine style article. A beautiful stand-up parable tour in Vietnam. Written quickly and then organize it into a travel story. On November 11th, 2016, a day that later became special to me, I loved in Vietnam during one of my early trips across Asia before Vietnam. I had traveled through the 100 Islands in Philippines, and I had also experienced adventure in China. Vietnam became the second country where I wanted to continue my stand-up paddleboard journey. And then when I first arrived, everything felt new and alive. I bought a small Vietnamese dictionary so I could speak with the local people, even if only a few simple words at a time. That dictionary became my best travel companion. Morning paddle at Legion and White Sandwich. And one morning, I joined a sub tour in the region area. The area was calm, the sun was gentle, and the coastline looked and peaceful and untouched. And then Legion was Natchan. After paddling across the bay, I reached the white sand beach, a beautiful stretch of coast near an area where Hyundai and how brutalized the shipyard Although the development was nearby, the beach still felt quiet and local fishermen wearing net children playing and family sitting on the sand. I stayed around the white sand beach road and explored the coastline and soaked in the rhythm of their life, meeting local people. I met several local people along the way, fishermen, small shop owner, and family living near the shore. One family invited me to their home. Their children were curious about me, and their grandmother smiled at me. I tried to speak Vietnamese using my dictionary. They wiped it gently, and I mispronounced the word, and then they taught me the correct way. It was a simple but meaningful exchange. They shared a fresh coconut with me, and I gave them dried mango that I had brought from the Philippines. The small moment of sharing became one of my favorite memories of the entire journey. Afternoon, heat and the village light. By the afternoon, the sun became steaming hot. I watched the fishing boat return to the shore, moving ice into containers filled with the fresh fish. Nearby, speakers on all their vast along the sand, all the laughing as they raced each other. The sand felt timeless, like a picture of everyday life that would stay with me forever. Paddling toward the home, no, Horror Island. On Long Island. Later that day, I checked my equipment to measure the weathers and prepared for longer paddle out from the island, a local island I named Home Long Island. As I paddled along, a sudden rainstorm came, but the moment the rain stopped, a giant rainbow appeared over the sea, half like a sign that adventure was about to become unforgettable. And something magical happened. I saw flying fish gliding across the surface of the water. And they sparkled under the sunlight like the silver arrows. The wind was strong and paddling was took a long time. It takes the 9 months, but the challenge made the journey even more meaningful. Butterflies, local farm, and island life. When I finally reached the island, I felt incredible relief and joy. To my surprise, there were many butterflies floating around the island green hillside, a beautiful and unexpected sight. Around the village area, I found small homes, seaweed farm, and even some unique post-agriculture local children waved at me as I walked by. I greeted people using my dictionary, and then they invited me to talk for a while. So I share a fresh coconut with me, and I share a dried mango. Even without speaking the same language, we communicate with smile and gesture. Tiger beer, dried mango, and the quiet moment. That evening, I relaxed near the beach of the island, drinking a cold tiger beer and eating dried mango. I watched the wave roll as the sun slowly went down. I felt grateful not only for the adventure, but for the people who welcomed me, the story I had gathered, and the memories that would stay with me forever. A remarkable surf journey. My stand-up paddleboarding tour in Vietnam was one of the most beautiful experiences of my life. It was not only about the paddling, the island, or the scenery, and it was about meeting people, sharing moments, and discovering life along the Vietnamese coast. This was only the first day of my journey around the home island. I hope to share even more stories like this self-adventure. Okay.